Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Degenerate Racing League. We are officially starting soon. Season 4 is getting ramped up and ready to roll. Round 1 is going to be at the Imola circuit. But before we go to Season 4, let's give a little bit of a recap to what happened in Season 3 so far. Neil Kerbel in the pro standings led in P1 over Mike Bowen in P2. And then Oliver Sogren in P3 in the category. It was awfully close up at the top. Mike Bowen just lost out by 14 points to your man Neil Kerbel out in P1 in the pro category. In the Pro-Am category, Shooter McGavin was shooting him up with 331 points, led Evans Vlog by 307 points, and Sean Ches in third place with 221. There's your top 3 in the Pro-Am category for Season 3. And in the Am category, Wes Romery won over Nelson Hernandez by a single point, and it all came down to the final race that ended up being a drop round for Wes Romery. 7th place finish for him, 3rd place for Nelson Hernandez, but the points weren't quite there enough for Nelson to get the championship done and dusted. Jay Paisa with 3rd place with 253 points, but it was awfully close up at the front in all 3 categories. And now on to Season 4. Let's take a look at the calendar and find out where we're going, where we're going to be going, and what we're all up to here in just a moment. Season 4 schedule on 1/7. That's today, folks. We're headed to Imola in Italy. And then Alton Park, 1/14. Laguna Seca on the 21st. Bathurst on the 28th in this long January month that we have. Spa on 2/4. and then Barcelona on the 11th of February. And that'll round us out for this championship series. Just a quick 6-round shootout. And then we're back at it for season 5. And we'll be looking forward to another wonderful season here at the DRL. A quick couple of updates that we do have. Jacob Stofko coming back in season 4. Took a break during season 3. Samuel Suniga was fighting for a championship win in season 1 and would have been fighting for the win in season 2 had he had participated in most races. They took a break in season 3. Glad to have them back. In season 2, Neil Kerbel and Max Power won the championship together. Neil teamed up with Stofko for season 4. Expect to see them become a powerhouse during the season. Max Power taking a break in season 3 after second place in the championship season 2, and he'll be back in season 4. Front of the gate is going to be more packed than ever for season 4, and I am absolutely here for it. One of the things that's going to be interesting is the fact that we only have 2 categories this time around. We're ditching the pro and the pro, we're keeping the pros, and we're ditching the pro ams, but basically we have a pro and we have an amateur category coming at us now, and that's all she wrote. Make sure I got that right. No, we do have a pro and a pro am. No amateurs any longer. The drivers have been here long enough. Excuse me for my mispronunciation on that one. I just want to catch myself before we got too far into things. But before we get going, I think it's time we just get going. No, we don't get to hear the Degenerate Race League introduction song one more time. We're already into qualifying, and let's see what the drivers are all up to, shall we? Jason Hayes in P7, the number 21. James May in P2 right now. The drivers are all jostling for position all around the circuit. Oh, and a little touch in the rump there. It looks like James May ran to the back of Greg Clark, that number 81, the McLaren, who is holding on to first place. Barely able to make it through that first chicane, but did so all right, I guess. Don Fossman of the Party Pickles, livery not coming through. I'll have to update that during the intermission. I apologize. Artur Jimenez, Green Power Machine in the Audi. Let's see if we can get this done right now. Artur Jimenez in P3 with a 145.0, but we expect, 143.2. I was like, 145, that's not quick enough for P3, but it is good enough if you're doing 143.2s. 145 was his previous lap around, and he's out there looking to improve, not this time around as he's invalidated his lap. He'll have to improve the next go around. Wes Romery, the champion of the people in the 444, the half-tone racing car, in 10th place right now, doing a 144. He'll be 10th place in his standings, or 9th place in his standing, as looks like Greg Clark is out there, out of position for where he should be qualifying right now. Hopefully he will return to the pits and get that corrected sooner rather than later. Let's give us a quick, brief moment back at the starting soon screen while I restart ACC. Couple of bugs still to be worked out. I apologize. Nothing that the drivers did. A lot of liveries still not coming through, though. Interesting. Oh, Greg going out is your fault. Okay, alrighty then. Let's see if we can find Wes Romery on track. Still, livery is not coming through, interestingly enough. We'll have to check out on that after the stream. I thought it was an error on my part, but no, Awesome Sim Racing was updated. Just obviously did not update for me, so we're going to see a lot of black cars out there tonight. I apologize, Greg not being one of them, though. Greg Clark. 5 thousandths away from Artur Hermanis' best time right now, 42.7. Very, very fast out there. James May as well, just 37 hundredths away from that time. And excuse me, James May yanks away provisional pole with a 42.5, does the fastest lap of the session. And just as the drivers are about to get rolling in the pro category, all the pro-ams will start to trickle their way in. James May leads over Artur Hermanis, Greg Clark in P3, Don Donovan in 4th, Tyler Morgan in 5th, Kevin Palaniuk in 6th, Jason Hayes in 7th, Russell Stanford in 8th, Sean Ches in 9th, Braden Breeze in 10th, Tarugo, Wes Romery, and Don Fossman, Ronald Swanson, Ricky Bobby, John Malott, Buggy Watt will be the 17 drivers in the Pro-Am category. And Kevin Palaniuk of Team Bluey finding himself off into the kitty litter at the end of his lap. At Tamburello. And that'll be the end of his opportunities to make. Norris Yu driving a BMW this year, or this season, I should say. But all things considered, things looking good for a lot of the drivers this season. And we'll have to see how the drivers get to faring and how exciting this qualifying session is about to become as the pros are put on the back foot this time around, and they'll have to go out first. Or excuse me, go out second. And perform at the top of the charts at least. Burt Macklin for the Sandbag Syndicate in 21st place right now in the number 4 Porsche. Trying to see who else is out here that we recognize. Neil Kerbel, Spencer Braun, Kyle Hirsch, Daniel Hirsch, hopefully the Hirsch brothers racing for an entire season this time. Jacob Stoffgo, Cooper Atherton, Frank Castle, Mitch Nairati, Joshua Rodriguez, Max Power, Peter Hutchings, Oliver Sogren, Evans Vorg, Juan Lopez, and Alan Young. And Alan Young potentially in a different category. Alan Young is in a different category, so pay no mind to that. Kyle Hirsch driving the Porsche for Impact Motorsports. And Dean Stefani for the Greenlight Racing Team in the 877. In a beautiful martini livery. On board with Dean Stefani right now. Looking around at the lap times, the top time in the Pro-Am category is a 42.5. We're expecting to see drivers dip down in towards the 41s for the Pro category. Shooter McGavin and Neil Kerbel both improving by quite some time. Stoffgo goes into second place, gets bumped back by Peter Hutchings with a 141 flat. Neil Kerbel into third place with a 141.7. Times keep on trickling in, but they'll only be improving. Oliver Sogren goes into second place 33 hundredths away from P1. Joshua Rodriguez finds himself going into 7th place, 1.2 off of the pace, but still nestled in with the rest of the pro category, at least in the bonsai livery. I'm still taken aback right now that the liveries haven't updated. Dog9836 subscribed for 6 months. Welcome, Dog. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome back to Degenerate Racing League. One second separates P1 all the way down to P8 right now. In the pro category, Joshua Rodriguez looking to improve, not so much this time around, but you know who is? Darren Wicks. He's improving by around half a second in the green light racing car, number 46.
Okay.
Oh, Tarugo, thank you very much for the follow. I need to disable that. But thank you very much for the follow on the Real High account. I apologize. We're going to have to get some alerts set up for the DRL account. If you've got any ideas for alerts for the DRL account, please shoot me a message or let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys would love to see, and we'll get that set up for the DRL YouTube and Twitch accounts. Darren Wicks finds himself going off in the kitty litter. At Ravazza 2. Able to get it collected. Jacob Stofko now into P1 with a 41.025 over Peter Hutchings and Oliver Sogren. Not even a tenth separating the top 3 right now. Nairadi into P4. Still 1 second separating the top 11. 12 drivers. Holy Toledo. But Stofko changes that all up as he's able to go faster this time around with a 140.605 in front of Peter Hutchings by 0.3 of a second. 0.4 the gap to Neil Kerbel behind. Sogren 0.4 as well. But now 1 second separates the top 4. And the rest of the drivers in the field are in another category, basically, as Stofko, Sogren, and Hutchings are driving away with this championship starting at Imola. Daniel Hirsch getting out of the way, allowing the other drivers to go through on their flyers as he builds up for his final lap run. Peter Hutchings off into the S's. Unable to get the car collected at the entrance of Aqua Minerale. Sogren, yellow flag being waved for him. I believe that's also coming up the hill at Piratella right after Tosa, turn 8. I am curious why the track map looks like this when it should be rotated 90 degrees to the left. If anyone's getting a headache looking at this track map, let me know as well. I'm feeling it. Stofko, Sogren, Hutchings, Hirsch, Neil Kerbel, Mitch Nairadi in P6. able to improve, but not enough to go into the front 2 rows. He'll be nestled down into the 3rd row with 8/10 separating him from Jacob Stofko out in P1. Norris Yu in 7th, Max Power, Dean Stefani, Darren Wicks, Joshua Rodriguez, Evans Vorg, and then Shooter McGavin, the number 69. Then Daniel Hirsch, the flight in 48. 77 for Cooper Atherton, and then Burt Macklin in the number 4. And that'll be the end of Dean Stefani's efforts as they go off at Tamburello. Stofko out there looking to improve. They are purple through sectors 1 and sector 2 right now, but looking like they're going to be green coming in through sector 3. As they come around Ravazza 2 now, no time to be gained. And coming straight into the pit lane, and that'll be the end of Stofko's efforts for the MA70 Esports team, number 34. One-tenth separating Sogren from Jacob Stofko up at the front. 3/10 back is Hutchings. Then Kyle Hirsch, Neil Kerbel, Dean Stefani, Mitch Nairati, Norris Yu, Max Power, Darren Wicks, Joshua Rodriguez, Spencer Braun, Evans Vorg, Shooter McGavin, Daniel Hirsch, Cooper Atherton, James May. Atherton finds himself up into 15th place, Burt Macklin into 12th place, Spencer Braun into 13th. Then James May, Frank Castle, Kevin Palaniuk, George Clark, Greg Clark, Artur Hermanis, Don Donovan, Tyler Morgan, Ronald Swanson, Russell Stanford, Jason Hayes, Sanchez, Braden Breeze, Sir Tarugo, Wes Romery, Don Fossman, Juan Lopez, Ricky Bobby, John Malott, Buggy Watt, and Alan Young will round out the 37 drivers taking to the start of this epic Imola session. While we've got time to wait, I'm going to try one more time to update the liveries and see if this works. I've downloaded them one more time. Just to hopefully prove that it's not an error on my part. There's too many good liveries on this grid for us to avoid. And I think we did get most of the liveries this time around. Without any further delay, let's get to it, folks. In first place, we have Jacob Stofko leading the charge in the number 34 MA70 Esports team. Then we've got Oliver Sogren in P2. And then in third place, Peter Hutchings, Kyle Hirsch in P4. In fifth place, we've got Neil Kerbel, the 395, the 88877 of Dean Safani, and Mitch Nyardi in number 32 in the Galaxy livery car. Max Power in the number 42. Norris Yu, the 530, the other Galaxy liveried car. And then we've got Darren Wicks in the Rexy-looking car. The Bonsai Mobile, that'll be Joshua Rodriguez in the Honda NSX. This is the pink pig for Burt Macklin, but it's the black pig. Spencer Braun driving the Braun GP livery. Evans Vorg in the number 52 Sony car. And we've got Cooper Atherton in the number 77. Shooter McGavin for the Dennett Racing Team in the number 69. Nice. The number 48 of Daniel Hirsch rocking the Impact car. And we've got the BMW in the 233 of James May. Frank Castle in the other black pig. That'll be the number 5. Kevin Palaniuk for Team Bluey in the number 19. Greg Clark in the number 81 in 21st. Artur Jimenez, the number 44. Ooh, that's a nice looking livery. The number 333, Don Donovan in 23rd spot. The number 72 of Tyler Morgan in 24th position. Ronald Swanson in the number 37 spot. In the number 37, Russell Stanford, the number 20 in 26th spot. Jason Hayes in the number 21 in 27th. Sean Ches of the Party Pickles in the number 16. Braden Breeze, the 666, is going to be in 29th position. Junior Tarugo in the number 8, also for Team Bluey in Bingo's car. Wes Romery, the 444 Audi, Halftone Racing. And we got Don Fossman in the number 11 in 32nd. Juan Lopez in the number 58, 33 spot. And this is going to be Ricky Bobby, the number 26 in 34th. The other Bonsai car of John Malott in the number 85. Buggy Watt, the number 410, the Aston Martin. And Alan Young, the 668, starting from the back in 37th spot. "35 seconds till we get underway for our long formation lap here around Imola. I'm glad the liveries did finally decide to load. It only took ACC a few times to get it right, but looks like we have all the liveries we were looking for this time around. Only had to download them 3 times. Thank you very much, Kunos. Hopefully all these problems get solved when you release AC Evo. I'm sure here for it. I hope you guys are too. Looking forward to some madness multi-class racing on Assetto Corsa Evo. But right now we're racing on ACC, and Stofko leads the charge going in towards T1, but it's just a formation lap. Gotcha, folks. The MA70 Esports car leads us away into the formation lap. Evans Vorg of EZ Motorsports. No longer the cocaine McLaren. Now driving the BMW this time around. Small bug on the 530 Norris U car. The art team will correct for round 2. Sounds good. Hopefully the liveries do upload this time, or do get downloaded properly this time. I don't know why Awesome Sim Racing had such a knip this time around. Dog says should have a channel point reward to play a snippet of the DRL theme song. That's interesting. We should probably get that one done. That would be easy enough to do. course, the drivers all have a mandatory pit stop to serve this time around, folks. Just be mindful of that. Mandatory tires will be required for all the drivers. The 444 looks like may not have hit drive in time and is now going to have to start from the pit lane. That'll be Wes Romery and Alan Young in that 668. Both of them starting from pit lane this time around. Getting ready to take the green light is Jacob Stofko in second place, Oliver Sogren, Peter Hutchings in third, fourth place for Kyle Hirsch. There's your front two rows of the grid. And green, 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 away we go. It looks like Oliver Sogren got a good snap ahead of Jacob Stofko on the breakaway. Peter Hutchings trying to follow through and suit. Can't do so going into turn one. Tamburello looking further back through the grid. It seems all neat and tidy for most of the drivers, and it is neat and tidy, except for Cooper Atherton getting a little argy-bargy with Spencer Braun potentially, but most drivers getting through very cleanly. Kevin Palaniuk doing okay, but tumbling down the order, going a little bit slowly through sector one right now. And Variante Villeneuve. Oh, and it looks like one of the Ninja Turtle cars got spun around. That'll be Cooper Atherton. No, that's not Cooper Atherton. Who is that? Don Donovan. Don Donovan in the 333 tumbling down the order right now. And there is calamity coming around Tosa. And a lot of the cars having to dip, dive, and dodge their way around those issues. But it seems mostly clean for the rest of the drivers who are making their way through. Up at the front, Shooter McGavin 2/10 away from the car in front. That'll be Evans Vorg as we approach Aqua Minerale. And go through it right now. After Aqua Minerale is Variante Alta, the high chicane. And looking up at the leaders, Peter Hutchings almost getting around Jacob Stofko now. Stofko tumbled down from P1 on the breakaway and is 1.3 away from Oliver Sogren out in front of this race. Peter Hutchings is now 4/10 away from getting through on Jacob Stofko. Shooter McGavin on board, shaking and baking his way past the cocaine McLaren. And that'll be Evans Vorg on the outside line he's trying to get past. And can he get through at turns 1 and turn 2? Yes, he can. Shake and bake is completed around Evans Vorg as Evans Vorg goes back a little bit further. And there's a little bit of murder madness in the background. Can't tell which cars those were. Norris Yu, Dean Stefani potentially involved in that. No, it was not. Cooper Atherton, Russell Stanford potentially. Neil Kerbel in the 395 MA70 Esports team. Chasing down Kyle Hirsch, who's holding on to 4th place. Spencer Braun about to go side by side with Norris Yu coming into Aqua Minerale. Almost gets bumped in the rump there from Shooter McGavin even. The Dennis Racing car. Coming into Variante Alta now. Everything's looking neat and tidy for the drivers. Very clean there. Peter Hutchings 3/10 away from Jacob Stofko up at the front. And it's looking like Joshua Rodriguez is even closer to Dean Stefani coming into Ravazza 1. through Ravazza 2, things open up just a little bit more. Looking at Tyler Morgan chasing down Senior Tarugo. The 72 and the 8. There goes Jason Hayes and Cooper Atherton going after it with each other. Side by side, down the front straightaway we go, and in through the kink of turn 1. Variante Bassa. And then switch back, looking towards the inside line, coming in towards turns 2 and 3. The fast chicane, able to get the move done. It doesn't look like the 77 has the legs over Jason Hayes. Looks over to the inside line again, coming into the second chicane. Variante Villeneuve. Here's a side-by-side battle between Burt Macklin and Joshua Rodriguez. The Sandbag Syndicate versus the Banzai team. Coming up the hill towards Piratella. Side-by-side action. Will Burt Macklin hold on to the racing line? He sure is holding on to the racing line. He got pushed a little bit deep and wide there, but 2 by 2 we go into Aqua Minerale. Spencer Braun's battling it out with Joshua Rodriguez now. And then a couple of more side-by-side actions. It looks like Darren Wicks, Norris Yu, all going side-by-side with each other, continuing through Aqua Minerale and on the way to Variante Alta. Spencer Braun and Joshua Rodriguez not giving up on each other just yet. Going into Ravazza 1. Looks like Norris Yu is giving it the big lap. Leck and send it stamp. That's Joshua Rodriguez, excuse me, in the number 93 over Spencer Braun in the number 7 car. Able to get the move done and dusted very successfully. This four-way battle is not giving up yet. Neil Kerbel gets past Kyle Hirsch. The battle for 4th and 5th gets inverted as Neil Kerbel now leads over Kyle Hirsch. This is the battle going into the first chicane. Looks like Spencer Braun barely able to hang on to the track surface. Barely able to do so, but manages just to do that. But he collides with those curbs very aggressively. Loses out a little bit of time, but I think there was an accident behind him that really set that one off into motion. James May, Norris Yu, Cooper Atherton sandwich now, as it looks like Norris Yu looks up the inside line. Cooper Atherton, excuse me, in that 77 looks up the inside line. On James Bay, but nothing doing yet. Jacob Stofko. Chasing down Oliver Sogren up at the front. Well, it looks like Peter Hutchings has got Jacob Stofko's name written on his sleeve. The Bentley trying to chase down the Ferrari 296. He's doing a pretty good job of it. Two-tenths is the gap separating P2 and P3, but no doing yet. Looks like Peter Hutchings does have the best of the lap times, winning by about 2/10 lap after lap behind Jacob Stofko. But catching is one thing, passing is a whole nother ball game. Let's look at James May and this gaggle of cars. Kevin Palaniuk leads James May and Cooper Atherton, but they're all side by side right now, and that 77 goes off, and it looks like that BMW collided with another BMW, and that'll be James May colliding with, whom is that? Evans Vogue. Yes, that is Evans Vogue, and it's Senior Tarugo getting involved in that, and that was a less than ideal rejoin. Oh no. A little bit of mistake made there, coming into Variante Villeneuve at the end of Variante Tamburello. And man, that was a epic 5-way scrap that concluded very swiftly, unfortunately for us. Juan Lopez, though, chasing down Wes Romarine. Wes did start from the pit lane in that 444. Worked his way back up into 30th position overall, but has his work cut out for him. if he wants to get to the front of this field that Kevin Palanik's at. Side by side between Ronald Swanson and James May. James May falls back quite a bit right now. And a couple of cars are able to snake through. Ronald Swanson, Buggy Watt, and Wes Romery all got through there. Coming into Variante Alta, looks like Wes Romery was able, no, excuse me, Buggy Watt was able to get through on Ronald Swanson. Wes Romery trails behind, and he's in the Got Milk half-tone racing car. On board with Norris Yu right now as he chases down Greg Clark. The gap between P2 and P3 has opened up to around 0.8 of a second. And now has come back down very quickly through Variante Alta. And in Ravazza, this might be an opportunity to get a move done undusted on this Ferrari 296 from the Bentley behind. Right-hand drive Bentley, that's why it looks so funny. But the Bentley must be able to attack those curves very aggressively at Variante Alta. And into Bassa now as we approach Tamburello. Cars look all neat and orderly. It doesn't look like Hutchings is pushing at the absolute brink of his skill just yet. Maybe he is, as he almost dips a wheel off into the gravel pit at Tamburello. Or Variante Villeneuve, excuse me. Jason Hayes, Cooper Atherton, side-by-side action there. The 2-1 of Jason Hayes able to get through on Cooper Atherton. Kind of got bullied out there at Tamburello. And into Villeneuve chicane. Into Villeneuve, things are just single file. Line Sean Ches in the Party Pickles holding up the rear of this fleet of cars in the number 16. Trying to form his way on the attack right now. Kevin Palanik getting awfully close to the car in front, and then it looks like he's about to get passed by the 93 Banzai car, and he is. Joshua Rodriguez in the Honda NSX able to make that move around the inside. Successfully got it done as Palanik got backed up by the car in front. That'll be Russell Stanford of Russ Money in the number 20. Check out the battle between Tyler Morgan as the 17 goes off. Excuse me, that's the number 11 of Don Fossman. And the number 22 goes through. Tyler Morgan in the 72. As Don Fossman made a mistake into Ravazza. Taking a look on the inside is the Party Pickle. Will he want to act on it? No, not this time around. Josh Rodriguez tumbling down the order as he was spun around the number 93 yellow flag. Accident between the 666 and the 85. Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened there. So looks like we're coming into towards turn 2. Looks to the inside line. He's presently alongside And then just a little bit of touching there between the two lovers, the 66 and the 85. Just a little bit of touching. Nothing else to write home about. So all's fair in love and war, it looks like. Both drivers escaping with their lives, so I would say that's rubbing his racing. No problems to be found. Kevin Palahniuk now trying to find his way past Russell Stanford this time around, aka Russ Money. Joshua Rodriguez getting bullied out there by Braden Breeze this time around, coming into Ravazza. Braden just sent it on Joshua Rodriguez, and Rodriguez had nothing to reply to about that. What about Russell Stanford getting passed by Jason Hayes? That one happened pretty quickly. Kevin Palahniuk not wanting to get held up any longer. He's got to find a way around Russ Money this time around. He's not fully alongside yet, but he's working on late breaking his opportunity through Variante Villeneuve, and he wasn't able to hold around the outside line on the number 20 of Russ Money. So he's gonna have to sit back and wait just one more time. Tarugo, Joshua Rodriguez, Artur Hermanis all in a scrap right now. The 44 looks at the inside line on Tarugo coming into Tosa, trying to get the move done quicker rather than later. Joshua Rodriguez battling it out with Braden Breeze yet again. Braden tried to turn in, but Joshua Rodriguez just existed, so unable to get the rotation in. And now side-by-side action between two of the drivers coming into Aqua Minerale, and Sergio Tarugo gets bumped out wide. Number 93 goes through, and then Tarugo takes out Braden Breeze from behind, unfortunately there. Norris Yu chasing out Daniel Hirsch. Max Power, what happened to him? The number 42, yellow flags waved. Let's see if we can see what happened there for the 42 and the 66. Oh, here's the 666 right now, cutting across the chicane. That's what happened to Braden Breeze. Ooh, that car's got some radiator damage, unfortunately there. Artur Hermanis in the 44 chasing down Bingo. Of Team Bluey. 44 trails the number 8. Country flag on the side of Artur Hermanis' vehicle. You can see it there, the number 44 behind Senior Tarugo. Wes Romery, what happened here? Side-by-side action. The 44 of Artur Hermanis and Juan Lopez able to find his way through. Don Donovan, James May, Wes Romery has taken his pit stop, but he's on the same lap as everybody else. No, Wes Romery has not taken his pit stop. He started from the pit lane. That's why it shows that. But Wes Romery working his way forward, 27th position from where he started this grid. Started it from the pit lane. Had a long way to go to get back up to Kevin Palahniuk. Another 9 more positions yet to go. Artur Hermanis into the pits. Looks like Don Donovan has pit Alan Young James May and Darren Wicks have as well. Alan Young, already starting from the pits himself, so that's why it shows 1 on my timing tower. Max Power, Daniel Hirsch going at it through Acqua Minerale. And another Bentley battling it out with a Porsche this time. That Bentley can take those sausage curbs a lot more aggressively than a lot of these other cars on the grid right now. Drivers coming into the pits just after or the halfway point of this one. Kyle Hirsch, Daniel Hirsch, and Max Power all into the pit stops on this lap 11. Evans Vogue caught in the middle and behind Buggy Watt in the 410 right now. Trying to go for a switchback, gives Buggy Watt the hurry up in that 410. Buggy Watt going deep at Ravazza 1 allows Evans Vogue to go through. The Cocaine Cowboy finds his way past, but so does that 233. That'll be James May also finding his way through. James May racing out of position right now. He should be a lap down, but he finds his way getting past the number 52 of Evans Vogue. Ricky Bobby and Buggy Watt getting involved in a small incident. Coming out of Tamburello. And it looks like Ricky Bobby's car has seen some better days as he's barely able to keep that thing on track now. Neil Kerbel chasing down Spencer Braun of Braun GP. Gap's now 0.8 of a second, but it was under half a second just a few moments ago. A little bit of a shakeup coming out of Tosa. Let's see who has the better line coming through Acqua Minerale. The double right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Looks like that Ferrari's got its legs and it's showing him. 0.4 now is the gap between the two drivers. And just under that coming into the high chicane. And now lap traffic giveth. Lap traffic is going to take it away. That's Buggy Watt now getting involved in this battle. Stofko, Hutchings, both of them into the pits. With 22.5 minutes remaining, so does Neil Kerbel and Spencer Braun. And look at how much Neil Kerbel was able to close down the gap coming into pit lane on Spencer Braun. Did a good job closing that one down. Might have lost a little bit of time because both of their pit boxes were adjacent, but let's see which driver gets the best of the pit stop entry. Which driver is going to get to the line first and foremost? Will it be Braun GP or will it be the battling Neil Kerbel and the MA70 Esports team? And Braun GP is rolling. Neil Kerbel is not yet. It looks like it'll be position secured for Spencer Braun, and Neil Kerbel is going to have his work cut out for him to try to catch back up. Gap was under a second. Now it's 4 seconds. Neil Kerbel worse for wear through the pit stop cycle. John Malott getting passed by Stofko now, as Malott has not taken his pit stop, but Stofko has. Sogren leads over Nairati, Dean Stefani, Norris Yu, and Greg Clark in P5. Two Banzai Honda NSXs battle out on track, and Malott is able to let Joshua Rodriguez through. And all is quiet on the Western Front with 20 minutes remaining in this event. John Malott finally taking his pit stop. Hold on, Oliver Sogren. Yellow flags were waved, but that's just because he was coming out of pit lane, going a little bit slower than he should have. But Sogren takes P1 away from Jacob Stofko. Gap is 0.8 of a second between the MA70 Esports team and the Dive Bomb Motorsports number 38. Peter Hutchings 0.3 away from Joshua Rodriguez out in front right now. Rodriguez still has yet to make his pit stop, but no blue flags being waved because they are still on a valid lap and on the same lead lap now. This is going to hurt Hutchings' chance at clinching this podium, being stuck behind a driver that's on a different strategy than him. Oh! And that's going to hurt quite a bit. Ooh. Burt Macklin, chasing down Spencer Braun, found himself getting in between Neil Kerbel and the Braun GP car. In the Black Pig with the bright yellow BDRL logos on the side. But here's the battle between Jacob Stofko and Oliver Sogren up at the front. Whoa, closing down quite a bit at Piratella. Oh, let's check out Burt Macklin chasing down Dean Stefani as well. And Dean Stefani goes a little bit off at Tamburello. And will Burt Macklin able to find his way around the outside? Or will he lose another position to the MA Esports car? Neil Kerbel behind. Ferrari strong together. But know that Porsche, the Black Pig, finds his way through as the Ferraris now battle it out. Dean Stefani still on a lead lap and battling it out with Neil Kerbel. This three-way battle is spicing up to be one as Neil Kerbel trails, looks left, looks right, looks center, trying to find a way by, coming into the high chicane. can't find a way past this time around. Almost bumps into the back of the Martini Motorsports 877. Sixteen and a half minutes remaining in this wonderful event. Plenty of time for Neil Kerbel to get this one done and dusted. Just got to be patient about when he makes his opportunity. Looks to the outside line going in towards turn one. That'll be the long way around the outside. Potentially getting a little bit of side draft action coming in towards turn two. He's deep on the inside line. He's fully alongside now. He's going to find the way through coming into the first chicane of Tamburello. Holds on to that line, and Neil Kerbel gets a position done and dusted. Well done to get past Dean Stefani cleanly. Artur Jimenez, the number 44, chasing down Russell Stanford in the 23, but Don Fossman also chasing down Josh Rodriguez. The battle for 19th and 20th, just a few car lengths up ahead. Jason Hayes involved with this one, the number 21 from the Green Machine. Buggy Watt is about to get passed by Joshua Rodriguez up the inside of turn one, and on our way towards turn two. Looks like Buggy Watt isn't going to give up this battle too easy. He switches over to the inside line, holds on to the defensive move, and secures that position back for himself. The 410 still has not pit yet, though. Josh Rodriguez still trying to squirm his way by. Coming into Tosa around the outside, makes the move done and dusted. Now it looks like Buggy Watt gets split by like a pig, and the number 11 finds his way through. That's Don Fossman. Now Jason Hayes also gets that position. The number 21 passes Buggy Watt in that 410 Aston Martin. Tyler Morgan in the number 72 finds his way by. Neil Kerbel now caught back up with Burt Macklin, has 2 seconds to catch back up to Spencer Braun out in front, but lap traffic is giving. Lap traffic is taking away. The 333 gets out of the way at Tosa and allows these two guys to keep on battling it out. Jacob Stofko 4/10 away from Oliver Sogren, the battle for the lead of this one. There goes Neil Kerbel up the inside line. Paratella working his way through on Aqua Minerale around the outside. Can he hold on? I don't think so. Has to give the position back over to Burt Macklin. The lap traffic is having a huge effect on this race as the leaders are now catching up to traffic now. And both the 38 and the 34 diving their way past lap traffic coming in towards turn 2 and 3, the first chicane of Tamburello. And looking like he wants to make a move is Stofko, trying to get past on a couple of cars, and no, gets collected by a back marker. Rejoins the circuit right behind Oliver Sogren somehow, some way. Holy smokes, that was crazy. Switching over to Neil Kerbel in the other MA70 Esports car as we come to the scene of the crime. And you can see the writing on the wall with the leader's aggressiveness that an accident was surely going to happen eventually. And unfortunately, a big one did happen between cars all around them. Gaps opened up quite a bit. Let's check out Tyler Morgan in the unofficial safety car and Jason Hayes' battle. '21 trails behind the number 72, Aston Martin out in front. Cooper Atherton trails Daniel Hirsch right now. Kyle Hirsch doing very well in the number 95, worked his way up into the top 4. Will this be a move going in towards turn 1? I think he's too far back, but will it be a move going in towards turn 2? A bit optimistic. 3/10 is the gap between the two baby blue colored cars. Number 77 deep on the brakes going in towards turn 2. Tamburello still closes down the gap on that Porsche. Maybe gave him a little bit of touch on the exit of the corner. Not quite this time around. Neil Kerbel still closing down the gap on Burt Macklin yet again. 4/10 is the separation right now between the two drivers. Cooper Atherton chasing down Daniel Hirsch again. The gap is still 4/10. Keeping an eye on those two battles. Joshua Lopez in to serve their mandatory, as well as Buggy Watt serving their mandatory. Super late on the brakes for the 77. Big drift going through Aqua Minerale, and it looks like the car in front, that'll be Daniel Hirsch, goes a little bit off it there. Aqua Minerale. And coming into the chicane, things are status quo. The 48 leads over the 77. '37 makes another look at the 48 enticingly. Coming into Ravazzo 2. Doesn't want to act on it just yet, but same gap as it was on the previous lap. I don't think that Cooper Atherton has the legs to catch back up to Daniel Hirsch coming in towards turn 1. And I doubt it'll be good enough coming in towards the first chicane, Tamburello. Neil Kerbel was able to get around Burt Macklin just a few moments ago. Let's see if we can get a quick 10 for 10 on that one. Coming around the outside on the entrance to Aqua Minerale, just lick the stamp and send it. The 395 works his way forward and into the top 7. Braden Breeze 5/10 away from Ricky Bobby in front, coming in towards turn 1, but Braden Breeze's car has been injured from earlier contacts and is trying to keep it on the circuit. Unfortunately, trying to do so might be a futile effort as he's getting caught up again by lap traffic. Switch over to Stofko's battle with Sogren as they regain where they resumed their battle. Number 34 chases down the 38. They've caught back up to the rear end of, I believe, Buggy Watt now. And lap traffic giveth, lap traffic taketh away again. Flashy of the headlights from the number 34, potentially out of frustration or just trying to distract the number 38 out in front of Sogren. Cooper Atherton getting a drive-through penalty for track limits violations. We'll have to serve that within the next 3 laps. Stofko is closer than he has been in a long time. Let's go on board with Stofko. In the MA70 esports car and see how well he's catching up to this 38. Sights and sounds of the Ferrari and BMW M4 GT3. Coming in through Acqua Minerale now. Neil Kerbel is caught up to the rear end of Spencer Braun. 3/10 is the gap separating that battle. And it looks like the BMW attacks the curbs a little bit harder, gets through Oliver Sogren, able to escape. 8/10 up the road now from Jacob Stofko. Switching over to Neil Kerbel and Spencer Braun's battle, coming through Acqua Minerale, lap traffic off at Minerale. The 395 closing in on the number 7. Of Spencer Braun in 6th place right now. Neil Kerbel not giving up anytime soon. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this race here at the Imola circuit before we are concluded. Lap traffic giveth, lap traffic takes away. Spencer Braun and Neil Kerbel side by side almost right now, coming out of Tosa. Spencer Braun having a little bit of an accident there with Ricky Bobby. And Neil Kerbel's pushing to his heart's content right now as he knows he doesn't want to come home with any rubber left on those tires. There goes Tarugo through, and it looks like Neil Kerbel was able to keep on that accelerator, trying to find a way past Spencer Braun. Looks to the inside, goes to the outside line this time around, trying to get the optimal run on Spencer Braun, but the Porsche able to finagle its way through the chicane very well. Neil Kerbel can't find a way by, even looks to the grass, trying to get a move done and dusted on the way in towards Ravazza 1. Can he make a dive up the inside line? Neil Kerbel does make a dive up to the inside line. Spencer Braun might retaliate here into Ravazza 2, but no, Neil Kerbel secures that position, and it's done and dusted. That's one more for Neil Kerbel. Oliver Sogren's gained 1 position. Stofko's lost 1. Hutchings, Hirsch back where they started. 3 and 4 for them. Mitch Nairati's up 2. Neil Kerbel's down 1. Spencer Braun's gained 6. Started off in 13th. Burt Macklin started off in 12th, up into 8th place. Dean Stefani is down 3 positions overall. Shooter McGavin's up 6. Norris Hughes down 2. Daniel Hirsch up 5 positions. Greg Clark up 8. Max Power is down 6. Sean Ches, the big gainer right now, with 12 positions gained. Started off in 28th, now into 16th. Second place overall for the Pro-Ams. And this is going to start the final lap for Oliver Sogren and Jacob Stofko. You heard it there from the announcer. He said it himself, coming in towards Tamburello late on the outside line. Comes Oliver Sogren through, attacking the curbs as aggressively as possible without losing traction. Does a great job in the Dive Bomb Motorsports car. And trailing behind is Jacob Stofko, trying to attack with as much ferocity that he can muster up right now during this last lap. Will lap traffic become a contender in this one? The 85 dips and dives out of the way, wants nothing to do with this battle right now. And 310 separating Jacob Stofko and Oliver Sogren coming up the hill out of Tosa. They go towards Piratella. They're working their way forward. Makes a look on the inside line. At the entrance to Piratella is Stofko. Can't find his way through. Still separated by 3/10 of a gap. Coming into Aqua Minerale now. Drivers are nose to tail. The 34 is trying to pounce any which way possible, but the BMW has the legs in a straight line to be able to pull away from that Ferrari from behind. Looks like Jacob Stofko has got this one done and dusted. Into second place for him, and that's all he'll be able to muster. It looks like there's another car out in front that might get involved in this tussle, and hopefully not slowing down the battle for P1 and P2. I believe that's the 77 car of Cooper Atherton now. But no, it won't get in the way. This will be Oliver Sogren's race to lose right now. Any mistake coming through the front straightaway will lose him this one, as they're separated by just 0.8 of a second, but he can't make a mistake. He is faultless. Oliver Sogren, since turn 1, has led this one. Great drive, Oliver Sogren. Jacob Stofko in P2. Hutchings in P3 in the Bentley 144. Kyle Hirsch battling it out with Nairati. Nairati looks to the inside line, coming into Ravazza, trying to pinch off the number 95 into Ravazza 2, but it's going to be a side-by-side drag. Getting to the line, the 95 of Kyle Hirsch drifts out just a little bit through Ravazza 2, but able to still secure that position. An amazing battle coming to the line. 95 leads over the 32 of Nairati. Kyle Hirsch in 4th place. 5th place goes to Nairati. 6th place goes to Neil Kerbel. Spencer Braun in 7th after an epic battle between Neil Kerbel and Burt Macklin that lasted in the 2nd stint. Dean Stefani in 9th. Shooter McGavin in 10th. Norris Yu in 11th. Daniel Hirsch getting to the line in 12th place in the Porsche for Impact Motorsports. Greg Clark in 13th position, gained 8 positions, started in 21st, ends up in 13th. Max Power not going to be too pleased with his drive, down 6 positions overall, started in 8th, ended up in 14th overall. Palaniuk, the first of the Pro-Ams in the number 19 of Team Bluey, will finish 1 lap down from the leaders, but first place in the category. Sean Ches of the Party Pickles, he will be pleased with his result, gaining 12 positions overall in the number 16, finishing in 16th place. And that will be it, everybody. Let's head over to an intermission, and we'll see what we can do about getting to some replays. Sean Ches ended up in 16th place, Cooper Atherton in 17th, Joshua Rodriguez in 18th, Tyler Morgan in 19th, Jason Hayes in 20th, Don Fossman in 21st, Russell Stanford in 22, 23 for Ronald Swanson, Artur Jimenez in 24th, Wes Romery in 25th, starting from the pit lane. Tarugo in 26th, Don Donovan in 27th, John Watt in 28th, Buggy Watt in 29th, 30th for Ricky Bobby, Braden Breeze in 31st, James May in 32, and Darren Wicks in 33.
Huh. Hey.
Hey, Kevin Palahniuk, how are you doing, sir?
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Kevin Palahniuk, how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on P1 in the category. Tell us how you did it.
Thanks. Yeah, so I qualified second, I believe. And I saw that James May had a very good pace. So we had a little bit of scuffles in the beginning, I think, but he made a mistake. Then I overtook him, and I thought that's it. Like I will be just cruising in the first, and then I spun out on a chicane, so I lost like 5 positions. And I think like there was James May behind me at some point, who I think is faster than me, and then he disappeared in one moment. I assume he crashed, and so I had a task in front of me to overtake 4 positions in AM, Pro AM. Yeah, so I had a fun battle with Stanford, whom I overtook. I think Shelby and Hayes made a mistake that allowed me to overtake them. Hey, it was fun.
Yeah, it sure looked like it was a fun one out there. A battle of mistakes for sure, as a lot of drivers were making a few and far between, but able to get those laps done under green flag racing conditions was the most important thing, and your pace was there. And did you feel like you had enough pace after your qualifying session to potentially win in your category? Or did you feel like, well, P2 is where I qualified, P2 might be where I end up?
No, I definitely felt like I had enough pace, because although I was P2, I had a bunch of invalid laps that were significantly faster, so I knew I have pace on me. So I was hoping for a win, and the race went well for me.
Right on. Glad to hear it, my friend. I appreciate you coming by. Is there anything in your race that you want to talk about as we're watching the replay of what happened to James May there? And yeah, he just got taken out coming into the first chicane, it looks like. Unfortunate for him, but fortunate enough for you to be able to clinch down P1 in the category.
Yeah, I think the battle with James would have been scary. I don't know if I would have won that one, but I'm sure I will see him on track in the next races for fun battles.
Right on. Looking forward. Is there anybody else that you want to thank, or anybody in your race that you want to mention before I let you go and we grab our next interview?
I'll thank Milad for a very nice blue flag, especially with the turn signals. It's flawless. It didn't waste a second. So, but otherwise, everything, yeah, all good.
Right on. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for joining me in the broadcast booth. I'll return you back to the green room. Have a great day, Kevin Palahniuk. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, it's Tyler Morgan. How are you doing, Tyler?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much for asking. A bit of a rough race for everybody out there tonight. I think everybody's shaking off the cobwebs. How do you feel about your race?
That was definitely intense, starting from the mid pack of the field. I think everything went well in terms of lap 1. There was a few spins, there was a few contacts. I was definitely involved in one around turn 1. There was this group of cars and stuff. I hit it. I tagged a few people, also shaking off the cobwebs, but all in all, it was really great racing. I had great battles with Fossman and Polinick and Hermione, just to name a few. But like, this was an intense race, and P3 for it. I'll take it, and I'll run away with it.
Well, very nice drive out of view, coming in P3 for the Pro-Am category. That seems like you're happy very much with the result then.
Oh yeah. Well, I was AM last season, and I got only the one podium and Red Bull, which is one of my more better tracks. I kind of lost it at the end and ruined my chance for a podium there. So you know what? I'll take a podium here at Imola. It's a great start to the season, and can't ask for a better start than this.
Congratulations to you, my friend. Is there anything else in your race that you want to mention, or anybody else that you want to thank before we let you go?
I definitely want to thank Burke Macklin and Frank Castle for letting me have the opportunity to drive. I was the commentator for season 1 and 2, but honestly, I think I've found it, and they are the one. And with the help of also Spencer Braun, they sent me this lovely wheel, and I feel like I'm hopefully making them proud on it.
Right on. That sounds like quite the accomplishment and quite the return on investment for them to be able to see you enjoying that wheel and having fun out on track with the rest of the drivers. That sounds like a sure good time.
Mm-hmm. And thank you so much for doing the broadcast as well. Like, we really appreciate it. It's so nice.
No problem. Thank you very much to you, and thank you very much for the DRL team for having me. I can't appreciate it more.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, Tyler. Be safe. Waiting to see if anybody else is going to come into the green room or not for an interview. But for now, we're catching up with the battle between Max Power and Daniel Hirsch. Looks like Daniel Hirsch in the number 48 trying to go the long way around the outside of that Bentley. Gave him the squeeze coming into Aqua Minerale. And that Bentley was wider than a brick house, but the 48 able to get the move done pretty significantly. Jacob Stofko and Oliver Sogren, we saw them battle it out on track quite a few times. And there goes Sogren off at the, I believe that was Tamburello. Yes, that was at Tamburello, but Stofko's trying to go the long way around the outside on Sogren side by side all the way through Villeneuve. And the 34 able to get the move done very well. But somehow this didn't last for too long as the 34 loses a position to the number 38. Two Honda NSXs, the Banzai cars, leading each other. John Malott and his teammate Joshua Rodriguez there. Artur Jimenez and Tyler Morgan battling it out. You heard from Tyler Morgan during his interview how much he enjoyed some of these battles. There's a quick glimpse as to why he enjoyed that so much. A move gone south for Artur Jimenez. Trying to go around the outside at Tosa. Couldn't quite get it done. And it looked like Tyler Morgan able to secure that one down. Ricky Bobby battling it out with Braden Breeze. Breeze able to breeze right on through on Ricky Bobby as he made a mistake coming in towards Tosa. Burt Macklin and Dean Stefani's battle that raged on for quite some time, and Neil Kerbel lurking in the background trying to find his way past. We caught a glimpse of this one earlier on. And Neil Kerbel trying to wiggle his way through on Dean Stefani, but Stefani blocking that one off pretty well and not allowing him to go through. This opened the door for Burt Macklin to chase down Spencer Braun in P7. But Neil Kerbel eventually and inevitably caught back up. There's a nice switchback from Tyler Morgan onto Russell Stanford. Ooh, and then some contact between the 44 and the number 20. And then every driver splitting ways, trying to get around the car that was spun around on the middle of the track surface. 17 out of 26 of the 9 laps remaining of this epic battle between Artur Jimenez and Russell Stanford yet to go. Ooh, and this is the move we saw for the lead of the race that was involving Russell Stanford, Buggy Watt. And then the race leaders all trying to find their way past. Ooh, and the 11 getting spun around by Tyler Morgan. Don Fossman, the party pickle, on lap 19 out of 26. 7 left to go. And highlights. Neil Kerbel and Burt Macklin. This is a battle that raged on for quite some time. Neil Kerbel had to put in the work to get around Burt Macklin, but absolutely licked the stamp and sent it round the outside at Aqua Minerale, and Macklin a little defensive on the braking opportunity there. Allowed Neil Kerbel the opportunity he needed to go through. Spencer Braun and Neil Kerbel, finally the move getting done and dusted as Neil Kerbel caught back up from that earlier stint and was able to get the move by on Spencer Braun. Russell Stanford and the party pickle going after it. Russ Money. And both drivers going off at Ravazza 1. Position going Russell Stanford's way, but Don Fossman securing that one back right away. And here's the race finish with Oliver Sogren taking home P1 over Jacob Stofko in P2. And boy, that was an epic last lap finish to the line. And I don't think we've had a DRL 1-2 finish like this in quite some time. And boy, if this season is going to be anything like this race, I am absolutely here for it and looking forward to an amazing battle every single week. And if you are too, check out Discord at Degenerate Race League to see if you can sign up for some of the action. Get yourself viewed on stream next week sometime. But for now, folks, that is going to wrap it up for us here. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for your love and participation in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us on track if you are part of the DRL family. It's been a wonderful week on a Tuesday night, and hopefully we'll see you on track next week. Remember, as always, to stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.